everyone! So as you've probably noticed, my background is different. That's because I am not in Japan. I'm actually in the United States visiting my family. And this is my sister's room. But anyway, today I'm going to be doing a full face using ColourPop products and I will let you know what I think. Let's start off with a primer. So this is the All-Star Matte Blur Primer. I don't usually like matte primers, but I figured the weather gets really hot and humid in Japan, so I figured maybe this would be good for that. It's a little on the thicker side, kind of, I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of putty. Like, it's not that, like, solid. I don't know. I honestly don't really notice like a super mattifying effect when I use this. But I think it's okay. Next I have this No Filter Concealer. I have it in the shade Fair, which is kind of light for me, especially because I have a tan from the summer, but once everything's like all blended, it's fine. Back when I was in high school, the lightest shade was never light enough for me, but then once I got into maybe like college, the lightest shade usually just worked out for me, so I'm just kind of used to buying the lightest shade, but I guess it's really not like that anymore. Like, makeup brands are really expanding their line. Which I think is a great thing. But yeah, I just gotta be a little more careful choosing my shade from now on. I do like this concealer. I think it does good coverage. Obviously, I wish I had a little bit better of a shade match, but that's okay. I have the No Filter foundation. Again, probably on the light side, but I think it's a little better than the concealer. I have it in the shade Fair. This foundation is very lightweight. I think it looks nice. It feels nice. I'm looking a little ghostly, but that's okay. I think the coverage is nice, even though, yeah, maybe it's a little light. For powder, I got the No Filter setting powder and I got it in the shade Banana. I've been really into trying banana powders recently. I hear they're good for redness and I usually get a lot of redness on my face. So I thought maybe it'd be good for that. I think it does help with redness a little bit. I'm very satisfied with the way my skin looks with the foundation and the powder, so I think, yeah, I think the powder is a really nice, very finely milled, soft, so I'm enjoying that. So I don't have a bronzer from ColourPop, so I'm just going to be using this Milk Chocolate Soleil from Too Faced. So I actually got here like a month ago, so I've just been enjoying my time here. I'm actually from Massachusetts, so that's where I am now. It was really hot the past couple of days, but other than that, it's actually been really cool, which I don't mind because, like I've said, the summers in Japan can get very hot and very humid, like every day. For blush, I have this ColourPop Super Shock Cheek blush in the shade Quarters. It is a satin blush. It's kind of like a warm neutral color. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a neutral color. It's kind of hard to tell online, but that's okay. I still think the shade's pretty. I've never used anything from ColourPop before, not even their Super Shock line, and this is the first time I'm using Super Shock stuff, and it's definitely an interesting texture. I think the blush is nice. It's a nice color. I don't have a proper highlighter from ColourPop, but I'm gonna try and use this eyeshadow from the Double Entendre palette and see if maybe we can make that work as a highlighter. I think that works quite nicely. And for setting spray, I have the All Star Face Setting Spray. I don't like the sprayer on this bottle. Like, it kind of drowns you. I kind of look drenched right now. I'm gonna let that soak in. I usually always move my setting sprays from the bottles they come in to my Tatcha bottle, because the Tatcha bottle makes it a nice fine spray. It's a very sturdy bottle, so I'm definitely going to be doing that with that spray. I think like once it's soaked in, like it's fine. I think the spray is, like the setting spray, it's fine, but the bottle, not so much. So I didn't notice that they had an eye primer when I was ordering, so I'm just going to use this Too Faced Shadow Insurance to prime my eyes. And for eyebrows, I have the ColourPop Brow Boss in the shade Taupe. And it has a spoolie on one side. I'm just gonna comb through my brows real quick. And then on the other side, you have the pencil, and I have to say, this taupe shade is a really good match for me. I've been going through a rough time with eyebrow pencils and them not matching me whatsoever. They're usually like always way too red or dark or whatever, but this one, I think it's a really good match. I like it a lot. You know, it's not too creamy, not too dry. I think it does a really good job, and I'm definitely enjoying it. Okay, I think that should do it for the eyebrows. And now for eyeshadow. I do have the Disney Designer palette, and I have done a bunch of looks using this palette. I will try to insert some pictures. But today I think I'm going to use this Double Entendre palette. I haven't used it. I'm just curious. This is actually my sister, so I'm going to be borrowing it from her. So I'm going to go in with this shade first, all over the lid and under the brow. Next, I'm going to take this shade and put that in the crease. So a few things I've been enjoying while I'm back is definitely the swimming pool. We don't have a pool at our house in Japan. It's not really common for any houses to have pools in Japan. So that's definitely one thing I've missed. They do have like community pools, and sometimes we go there, or sometimes we'll like go to the river or the beach, which is fine, but having a pool at your house is so much more convenient. I've been really taking advantage of it, and I've been swimming every day. I feel I've really been improving my swimming. Like, I'm not the best swimmer. I'm self-taught. I never took proper lessons. But yeah, I've been really enjoying that. Also, Mexican food. There isn't really Mexican food where I live in Japan. I live in, you know, a rural area, so I've really missed Mexican food. Next, I'm going to take this orange shade and put that in the crease as well. And also another thing is even though I live in like a rural area in Japan, like we live kind of in the center, and the center is city-ish, like it's kind of set up like a city. It doesn't have a big population though. And then surrounding is a bunch of rice paddy fields, like tons and tons for miles. And then around that is mountains. There aren't a lot of trees where I live. There is a park you can go to, and there's like kind of a lake and some trees, and I really enjoy going to that park. You could probably see the window, like just having tons of trees like right outside your house. I kind of miss that, you know, feeling grass beneath your feet. I'm definitely the kind of person who prefers living in like more suburban areas. Next, I'm going to take this shade and put that on the lid. And next I'm going to take this shade and put it on the outer corner. Okay, I think that should do it for eyeshadow for now. So I do feel like the quality of the double entendre, like the formula, is pretty consistent with the one in the Disney designer palette. I do like the quality of the shadows. I think they're pretty easy to work with. They're not my all-time favorite, but I do like them a lot. I like the color scheme in this palette, and this palette was really fun to work with too. You know, you got a really easy neutral palette to use. For eyeliner, I have this ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. It's in the shade Best O. Best Zero, Best O. It's kind of in this burgundy color. I like the color a lot. Not the hugest fan of this eyeliner though, because for one, I feel like the tip, it's kind of thick. It makes it a little hard to make a precise line. I like putting it on my upper line, so I feel like it's a little difficult for that. Also, this doesn't set. I always get transfer whenever I wear this. I have been setting it with an eyeshadow, which I do feel like it helps with the transferring, but yeah, I'm not the hugest fan of this eyeliner. So there's the eyeliner. Like I said, not the most precise. So I'm actually going to top it off with this shade from the Disney designer palette, this Beast shade. I just like to kind of stamp it on with this angled liner. I'm just going to put this Nude Jelly Pong Pong eyeliner on my waterline. I don't have anything from ColourPop for that. And now I'm going to mix a little bit of this shade and this shade and put that on the lower lash line. And for mascara, I have the new ColourPop BFF Volumizing Mascara. I just have the black color. I think this mascara is okay. It gives really good separation and length. I don't think it's the best at volumizing, but it doesn't transfer or smudge, which is good. So that is what the mascara looks like. I think it looks nice. And last but not least, I have a Lippie stick. So I have the color Chi Chi, and it's a matte. I think these are really thick. They're not uncomfortable, but I don't think they're super precise. I really feel like you need a lip liner with this. I didn't bring one with me, so I'm just gonna use it without it and hope everything works out okay. I'm kind of obsessed with this color though. Okay, so that is the finished look using ColourPop. So just to kind of give you a review, there's really not much I didn't like. I think maybe the things I liked the least were definitely the eyeliner. Again, just because it does transfer, the tip isn't super precise. I think the spray itself is fine. I just really don't like the bottle. The sprayer kind of drowns you. I do really enjoy the eyeshadows, the pressed and the Super Shock. I did get a couple of Super Shock shades. I do like the concealer, the foundation, the powder. I think they work well together. I could use a darker shade in both the concealer and foundation, but that's my own fault. I really like the eyebrow pencil. I like the mascara. The Lippie stick I like, but I do feel like it requires a lip pencil. So I'll check back in tonight to let you know how everything's wearing. So it's been about 10 hours, and I think most of the foundation and concealer is worn off, especially around my chin. And the lipstick has completely faded, and it's kind of like smeared on the top here and stained a little bit. So I definitely think it needs a lip liner. I have tried blotting it as well, but I don't think that helps. Not really seeing the hype with the Lippie sticks. I mean, this is the only one I've tried, so maybe it's just this one, but yeah. And I think because I did set the eyeliner with a shadow, it did pretty well. It hasn't really smudged, which is good. Yeah, eyeshadow's still there, eyebrows look okay, I guess. So this is how it looks after about 10 hours. I'll see you next time. Bye!